AmaZulu King, Mr. Zulu Kazwelithini, is leading a men's march against gender-based violence. He's hoping to change men's attitude towards women. I hope he gets that right. Between April and June this year, over 800 women and almost 250 children were killed. Over 11,000 assault cases were also opened. KZN is among the provinces with a high rate of gender-based violence. Our reporter, Nqobile Madlala, is at the march and she joins us now live. Nqobile, maybe just tell us how the march is going and how the King hopes to get the message across to men about how they treat women.
Well, Heidi, they're definitely saying that they would like to change the sort of attitude that women are being treated in the province. But we will, of course, see the King. I just want to show you something, Heidi. The people that are joining in here are from various formations. You'll see there's people that are coming also from different churches, as well as different men from different aspects of formations. We've seen organizations also coming in, but also mainly we are seeing DSD also taking a huge role in terms of saying that this starts with you. And I'm going to now be joined by the Minister, Lindiwe, Zulu Mama. We've been waiting for you and we saw you come out and we've seen you walk. Why is this important?
This is very important. Thank you very much for the opportunity. It is important for us to mobilize our communities, and in particular the leaders of these communities. As you rightfully said, there are religious leaders here. There's also traditional leaders here. And of course, ultimately, the King himself is going to be here just to symbolically show that he is also in the forefront of mobilizing our community to make sure that we fight against gender-based violence and the abuse of women and children. But I think there's another element here. You can see the police are also here. And the police will tell you they are not here just to take care of law and order. They also are making the statement, particularly the men, to say not in our name. So we wish to thank Goodman Foundation, we wish to thank all the other organizations that are present here today to make that statement. However, what we would like to say as a department, it's not about just making the statement on the street, through the march, through the engagement. It is also about ensuring that we deal with gender-based violence, house to house, street to street, community to community, because in many instances the family knows what is going on, the neighbors know what is going on, and on each and every street the people on those streets know exactly where the problem is.
And I mean, Mama, that's what you're saying, that people always know. But to those that do know, what are they supposed to do?
Those who know, they're supposed to go and report to the police of these incidences. And I know many a times people fear, say, no, it's not my problem. That's a neighbor's problem. But it becomes your problem when you're going to end up with a dead body. It becomes your problem when you're going to dress up and go and show up for a funeral of a child or a woman. It becomes your problem when you know there is a woman who's going to wake up in the morning, sometimes not even able to take care of her own children, sometimes not able to take care of the family. Many a times we also see women, both young and old, they get to work and you can tell that they're coming from an abusive environment. Some of them wear glasses to hide the fact that they've been abused or they've been beaten. So South Africa overall, we cannot afford to have good policies, good constitution, good plans, and those plans must have an impact. We just came out of the Presidential Summit on Gender-Based Violence. For us as a Department of Social Development, thank you that we had the summit. Can we take the resolutions of those summits right down to house, street to street, community to community? And I'm happy that the leaders themselves are standing up and saying, not in our name. In general, all of them are saying, not in our name. But let's go to the street and deal with it.
And whilst we talk about being in the streets, Mama, what is the department doing in terms of those policies and making sure that they implement in order to fight the scourge?
The fact that we are here today and we are in many other places where we are needed as a department, and remember that the department is national, provincial and local. So we might be having an activity here today, but the department is involved in a number of programs. At national level, our responsibility is to make sure that we pass the right policies, the right legislation, and then of course the legislation will culminate in the implementation of that. Secondly, we also are in charge of the places of shelter where some of these women need to go to, and therefore we must make sure that the shelters are conducive for the women when they come there with their children. Those shelters also must be used as places of safety, but also empowering women with the necessary skills that they might need. We also support a lot of non-profit organizations that are doing a lot of work on gender-based violence. But when all is said and done, our action must be seen through the reduction of the violence against women. But also it's about poverty, hunger, unemployment. All social ills contribute towards this big problem. So if we collectively, as government, as civil society, as the private sector, as everybody, we can stand up and say, we want to live in a country where women are free. We want to live in a country where women can feel safe. And we want to be able to organize from the police, from SAPS, to health, to education, to all the relevant departments, and make sure that we act in a united form and make sure our programs are impactful.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
That's Lindiwe Zulu from DSD. Oh, Heidi, as you can hear from Lindiwe Zulu, there needs to be a united voice around GBV. She's saying that all departments must fight the scourge. So we are currently waiting for the king, but we have heard that he is already on his way. But of course, we'll see that when he does arrive. But we do know that a lot of people that have come here, Heidi, wants to say no to GBV.